Well, hello. Let me just adjust this a little bit. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? It is another beautiful day. It is Wednesday, middle of the week, and welcome to Live with Nature. I am Stephen Smith, and this is Live with Nature, coming to you from Sarasota, Florida, home of the #1 beach. That happens to be Siesta Key. Beautiful place. I've done some videos on it before. You know, that's on my timeline. It's also as well on our Live with Nature Facebook page. I'll tell you what, it's pretty cool. In the background here, just looked a minute ago, I think you can still see it. The moon's up. So we've got a moon set and a sunrise coming. So that's what it's about. This is a sunrise edition. It's an opportunity to connect to nature. It's an opportunity to watch the sun coming up, welcome a brand new day, and just make a connection here in Sarasota, Florida. So welcome to coming to Sarasota. We can do it through the video, and that's a great thing, I tell ya. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you had a great day yesterday, and I'm here to tell you that yesterday was a good day. Certainly some challenges, but that's what life is about. Certainly having challenges. It's a matter of how you come through those challenges that makes the difference. And that's all about perspective. Perspective is all about how you think about things. It all starts with a thought. But some of these things have been in our minds for a very, very long time. Actually, most of the things that we have is our morals or our agreements that we've made with ourselves. You know, our belief system was developed when we were from like 0 to 6 years old. So it's been ingrained in us for a long time, and sometimes that wasn't really healthy information. So I've had to learn to discard the old and the stuff that isn't healthy, replace that with positive, you know, healthy type of beliefs, which then, if I do that properly, will then become the way that I think and the way that I go about my life. So this morning is about nature. That's what it's about. It's about nature, and it is healing. It's healing to the soul. I firmly believe that. I also know that for me, it's a big part of who I am. I really, really super enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy going places, although I haven't done that lately. A little bit hampered, but recognize now after having what I consider to be a really excellent discussion with Bradley Chapman of Yes You Can, Inspired to Achieve last night. Just a dynamic discussion. This gentleman has really been helping me to be able to, number one, focus on writing this book, Life Begins When You Start Living, and focus on, you know, my purpose as well. You know, my purpose from the standpoint of, you know, I did that last night on my live broadcast, Stephen Goes Live, the Purpose-Driven Life. I do have a purpose, and my purpose is to certainly connect with nature, bring that opportunity of nature to you, so that you have the opportunity to see what it's like here, and to just experience some really dynamic stuff. I've done it from many different places. I recognized that I thought that I was like hampered because, you know what, I can't drive right now. Some of you know that's the case. The bottom line is that I made some pretty poor choices, and I made repetitive poor choices, which really dearly cost me, but it only cost me the opportunity to learn and grow from. And that's what I'm doing, and I try and do that on a daily basis. Just learn, grow, become a better person, and as a result, I become, you know, a better person. I'm able to learn things that I didn't know, and that's because I try and keep an open mind. Now, I know that nature plays a big part in what I've been doing from the standpoint of coming back from seemingly have lost everything. I didn't really lose everything. I still had myself. I still had God, and I believed in God, and I do have a higher power, and that is God, and Jesus Christ is my Savior. And so from that, you know, what I did was that I was drinking, and I was drinking and driving, and it's just don't do it. I tell you, don't do it. So I'm telling you how the nature relates to this. Well, number one, it made me homeless, you know, because of the repercussions of the consequences of my poor choice. So yeah, I was living right out in nature in the woods, you know. Yeah. So I never even figured that that would have been the case, but it was. So the other side of that coin is that I did decide that I'd rather go camping and go back to a house. That would be a better thing, and that I just didn't want to necessarily stay homeless. Although I've met a lot of homeless people, obviously, and some of them are very, very happy and very pleased with how their situation is. I didn't go into it thinking that that would ever happen to me. I had to experience it to be able to share my story about being able to be in a situation where you had nothing, out in nature, which was good. I enjoy being out in nature. I enjoy the fact that it makes me feel good. There's a connection of the oneness, the wholeness of everything that is. And they've even proven lately that, you know, it's good for you, you know, from a health standpoint. So I did choose to get and try and step out. I prayed about that. I had friends step up and say, hey, come on in. I got a roof that you can have over your head now. And it's been a slow process, very slow process of rebuilding myself, defining my purpose, and executing on that. And so I'm in the process of transformational change. And that's what I wrote about in my chapter 7 last year in transformational change. I wrote chapter 7. And it was transitional change. And what I'm finding is that I'm in a constant transitional change if I'm allowing myself to learn and grow. The nature thing is the healing power. It's almost hard to put into words because the connection there is so powerful. I mean, when you can look at the ivy and say, wow, that's really cool. That's pretty special to me. Or see these white flowers that grow in the vines, or you know, see the squirrels and see the hawks that, you know, this red-tailed hawk that seems to want to be a part of this as well, and talking to us, talking to everybody else out there as well. The mockingbird, you know, Tweety Pie, we've named him Tweety Pie. So Tweety Pie seems to be there all the time. Now I think that I've made a real connection there, as well as you have too, because they seem to want to be there. It's amazing when you actually accept nature for what it is and make that connection, that all of a sudden, boy, the animals are pretty interested in you. Yeah, I mean, they've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, depending on the type of input plants get, they either thrive or they don't. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I'm trying to remember the darn book that I read. You know, it was about water, and you know, water is energy. We're made up of water. Water's a natural resource. Also happens to be the most erosive thing known to man. I'll call it a chemical, but it's not really, I don't think. But yeah, it's made up of chemicals and minerals and all kinds of stuff. But it's alive. Everything is alive. And so if we can connect there, it actually will help to raise the consciousness. It'll help the soul. It helps the heart. Makes you feel good. And that's why I love doing this stuff. So nature plays a big part, actually, in my recovery from making a connection to nature, going out and bringing these live videos, and recognizing from this discussion with Bradley last night how that really, as far as a work-wise purpose, is a beautiful thing. And that's also helping to glorify my God, my higher power, and because he wants us to enjoy that too. Absolutely. You know, he wouldn't have put the animals and the plants here if he didn't want us to enjoy it, the way I see it. So I did, and I think you do too. So I want to say thank you so very much. I appreciate y'all coming. Now the sun's coming up. I can see that moon. I don't know if you can see it through the camera lens or not. I've kind of stepped to the side. Very cool. Very cool. That you can have a moon set and a sunrise all at pretty much the same time. Of course, once that sun comes up, the moon, you can't see it anymore, but the bottom line is that I want you to use this opportunity to hear what I had to say about nature, hear about what I had to say about my story, hear about where my purpose is going. I am on a journey. I'm a spiritual person having a human experience, and I'm trying to enjoy that experience as much as I possibly can, and that means I'm bringing Live with Nature to you so that you can make a connection there too. And although it's not exactly the same through the video, if you close your eyes and just take it in, listen to the cicadas making the noise. Wow, isn't that something? And I noticed that when I really get in tune with nature, my awareness level goes way up. Particularly when I was homeless. I mean, good Lord, when you're walking, you certainly take in a whole lot more than you do when you're actually driving, I promise you. When you're driving, you go past things and you don't even notice what's around you necessarily. Of course, you're trying to keep your attention focused on the road so that you don't run into somebody, but or get run into, yeah. But the thing is this: I'm glad that you enjoy this. I'm committed to doing this Live with Nature. I'm committed to my purpose that is God-given. I'm letting God speak to me. The more I try and control it, the worse off it gets. So I've had to realize that I need to release some stuff, and I do. And so as I release those things and turn that stuff over and let go of the worry, the concerns, the trying to control things, the better off I am. And as a result, I'm able to effectively share, I think, my story. You can look for some really dynamic stuff. I'm pretty excited, to be honest with you. I really am. And as we move and we do this, you'll see how that is. So in the meantime, this is my backyard. It is a green space out here. It's a beautiful area. I love it. It's very tropical because, of course, we're in the subtropic. It's not, a rainforest or anything, but you'd wonder with all the Spanish moss and stuff. That's because we do get a lot of rain, I suppose. Maybe not as much as some areas, but more than others. The Spanish moss is really cool. It really takes on a different effect and makes you, I don't know, it's almost, it can be creepy to some people, but you know what? I think it's beautiful. It really is. And I thought at one time, well, that it is somewhat of a parasite from the standpoint, well, it lives off of trees and stuff like that. It could kill the tree if it gets heavily enough, but it's all part of the thing. But it really isn't so called a parasite. It is not, and I had to learn that. So I learn and grow. I don't know it all. I promise you I don't. I just try and educate myself, and the more I educate, the more I can share my education. I want to share my story. Nature played a huge part in me connecting again, or just strengthening my relationship and journey with God. I mean, I'm doing this purpose-driven life. It's a 40-day journey. It was written by Rick Warren. It's really awesome. I created a group, Life Begins When You Start Living. That's the title of the book that I'm working on. That's going to be a book that tells my story. It's going to be it's going to be a life story. That's what I've got going. And it's going to be how, I've had everything. Well, not everything. I had good stuff. And I had bad stuff because I chose to make poor choices. And how you can lose it all and come back from that and get back on that horse, as they say, and ride again and have hope. And let the light of the love of God in your friends and your family shine back into your life and find a reason to want to live. And that's really what it's all about for me, is to help other people. Because one of my affirmations is, Jesus Christ is my role model. He's my Savior, and He's my role model. And the more I study about that, and I thought that I'd studied a lot, but you know what? It's, human nature, never enough. And then, of course, I just need to keep on growing and learning. And I'm doing that every day. And I grow and I learn from you guys, too. I get feedback, and that helps me. Feel free to comment. Feel free to like this. Feel free to go to LWN Live with Nature. Like the page. And we're on Facebook as well, so you can go to Facebook, LWN, Live with Nature. I'm across the board, Stephen Smith, SRQ, STEPHEN, SMITH, SRQ. That's going to be Facebook, that's going to be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Periscope, anything that I'm involved with. I've just done that because that's who I am. I'm Stephen Smith, SRQ, and I'm also a local guide with Google Maps. And that's another thing that I do. It's a pay it forward position. It's not, I don't make money off of it. I mean, yes, they have a few benefits and perks, so to say, but they don't pay me to do that part. And that part is just simply going out and enhancing a person's experience on the Google Maps. So if you're looking for a place to go, or a park to go to, or an amusement park, or just an activity, or wherever it might be, anywhere in the universe, I take pictures and then I put a review out there, and it's an honest, unbiased review. And if there's one thing that I've definitely always done, other than lying about my drug addictions and alcohol, I lied a lot about that because I had to cover it up because I was afraid of what people would think. Not afraid of what people will think anymore, so that's a good thing. But I've been honest, and so, that's one of my character traits: honesty, commitment, dedicated, loyal, a bunch more. But the thing is that I do these reviews, and I've been doing them for a while, and I've actually obtained the Master Reviewer designation, and from Google Maps. It's really cool. It's because I've had 110,000 views of my reviews. And so what I want to do really is be a resource for people. A resource where you can go, you can find out good information, you can look on Google Maps that will help enhance your experience there, get a fair, unbiased opinion, some pictures, some inside tips, showcase the products and stuff like this, know whether there's a handicapped bathroom or not, all kinds of stuff. So local guides is pretty dynamic, and I've done that a lot. Well, I haven't been doing it as much as I wanted to. Bottom line is I do have pictures. I got about 700 pictures. I'm planning to get more pictures on there because I'm close to getting the expert photographer badge from them too. I think I take great pictures. I know I do great video. Live with Nature is one of it, I tell you, and it's only good because I know that I have a purpose. I know that nature is great, and I want to bring it to you. And so I am going to bring it to you, and I'm going to bring it to you like you've never seen it before. So I hope you're ready. Strap in. Let's go. It's going to be an opportunity here when I stop talking to go out front, watch the sun come up, and then I will be quiet. And I'm going to repeat my affirmation statements and my I am statements and just affirm who I am, what I'm doing. I'm getting more focused on the purpose of my life. That's God inspired and God planned, always was there. I just need to follow it. That would be the spiritual discernment part that I spoke of the other day. And then you can, when I'm quiet, actually use it for meditation, relaxation. Listen to the birds. Let's go out there now. Let's see if these guys are out there, and we'll have a good time and watch that sun come up. So in the meantime, I'm going to turn these lights off. I had some lights so it would be a little bit better out here for us. Turn the lights off. We'll do that. Bam. Lights off. Okay, so lights are off. Welcome everybody. Kathy Phillips, Kingman, Arizona. You're awesome. Thank you very much. And Sonny Sue, thank you very much. I appreciate Sonny very much. Sonny has been so very consistent. When I wasn't consistent, she was wondering why I wasn't, And I'll tell you, I had to regroup. I did take a break, but you know what? I just need to be laser focused on doing what I think is the right thing, and part of that is this Live with Nature. I appreciate everybody's support, and I'm glad that you enjoy it as well. Welcome, Eric Massey. Thank you so very much for coming in and joining us. Robert Lyons, thank you for the blessings. And, oh, Adam, you're awesome too. Boy, that's a very Very nice. I'm humbled, Adam. I love Adam. I got to meet him through my writing course. And I tell you, I have learned a lot with that course. And even like last night was so incredibly awesome for me because it just helped me focus. And what I recognize is that, yeah, Stephen has to do some things. Freeman, welcome. Okay, Sonny. Robert Lyons, of course, I mentioned you already. So let's see, Kathy. I want to read Kathy's comment here. The more consciousness we have, the more we realize we're connected with humanity and nature, and we're at a higher frequency that we vibrate. Exactly, that we vibrate at a higher frequency. I know that I feel good when I go out and do this, and to me, it's almost an indescribable feeling of joy when I see the white flower in the vines, or see a beautiful sunrise or a beautiful sunset. The connection energy is beyond, it's beyond words, because actually it is beyond normal relative existence. Most people are so busy doing what they're doing. I'll come back out and we'll go back out in a minute. Most people are so busy, and I've been there. I grew up in Southern California. I'll tell you what, that's a fast lane. It's a super fast lane. If you aren't in the fast lane, boy, you're going to get run over. You know, that's what will happen in California. Well, it could happen here too. Depends on the guy behind you, right? So, yeah, fast lane. So I've been there. Did a lot of years in California. Southern California. Northern California too. Anyways, the passion is incredible. I feel so passionate about the nature thing. I feel so grateful to God that I actually now I'm doing this stuff. And the consistency is what I need to stick with. It takes a lot of work. It takes consistency. It takes determination. It takes repetition of our goals that we're planning. It takes dedication to manifest my dreams and goals. It's not easy. The high road is not easy. The low road was easy, but it certainly wasn't a happy one for me. So, you know, I just got to do the right thing. I know I got really excited and then kind of got off track there. I don't know. Thank you so very much. You know, boy, that's I mean, just humbling, you know. All I'm trying to do is be myself, you know, honest to God. So here we go. Be my real self, you know, not the fake self that I learned how to be in California. The plastic kind of guy. So, welcome everybody that's watching. I appreciate your support. We've got some beautiful birds flying by. You can hear all of these. We got a bunch of cardinals out back. They are so beautiful. I think I was talking about the passion of just seeing stuff that makes you feel good, makes you feel happy. And you can't change that, because you know what? That energy just can't be denied. So this bush right here is coming alive. It's a special kind of hibiscus. It is, I think. I'm pretty sure it's hibiscus. But boy, are they pretty. Boy, are they pretty. So yeah, some palm trees. Of course, our bougainvillea that needs to be trimmed very badly. This one does. I missed this one the other day. It needs to be trimmed back down. So I'm going to move over actually towards the other side of the yard. It is a beautiful morning. It is warm. It's always warm in Florida during the daytime. But it's nice in the mornings, and that's another reason why I love getting up early. I really do. I'm going to just come over here, and we'll set the camera down here. Don't know that we can see it across the street though. The neighbor has just got such a stupendous, beautiful yard. It's incredible. Don't know if I can, yeah, there we go. The tree behind the bougainvillea with the red flowers on it is crepe myrtle. Very beautiful. Devin, welcome. Crepe myrtle, apparently very expensive. Not sure why. Highly desired, apparently. But yes, very nice trees, especially when they flower. Well, that's not a magnolia. It is the crepe myrtle behind it. Magnolias are super cool. We got a bunch of them here. The fragrance from the magnolia is incredible. Beautiful white flowers. Oh, you think that that was a magnolia? Is that what you were saying? Might be. This is where I grow and learn every day, you know. I don't know all the names of the plants. I'm really looking forward to my granddaughter being a part of this too, because my granddaughter knows the plants better than I do. I know how to dig a hole, plant some plants, mow the yard, trim some trees. I can do all of that. Good morning, Sarah. Sarah Bowler, welcome. You have just joined us here in Sarasota, Florida. It is a beautiful morning. There's hardly any clouds in the sky. This is true, Kathy. You're right. And it's not that California is it was a problem. It's just a lifestyle. Generally speaking, the energy, well, they've got all kinds of energy in California. They do. And I'll tell you, they got a lot to choose from. They've got a lot to choose from, because you've got the ocean, you've got mountains, you've got valleys, you've got desert, you have in Central California, you've got like flat plain area that actually I didn't, well, I learned it a long time ago. Most of the fruit and produce come from Central California. It does. Dynamic, and this is the stuff that I love. I want to make this connection. I just want to make this Live with Nature so huge, and so reach so many people, to give them the opportunity to enjoy this stuff, because some people don't have this opportunity. Not everybody gets to live in Sarasota particularly, but I don't get to necessarily live where you are, and I know there's beautiful stuff where you are. Humanity could have consciousness wherever we live. That's so true, Kathy. Because the energy flow that we're in is everywhere. It's a matter of just putting out the energy, and when you put out that energy, the law of attraction starts taking place. It does. Kind of like that. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to leave it looking like this. And I am going to do this. I am going to repeat my affirmation statements. If you've got affirmation statements and you haven't been repeating them yet already today, I say repeat them. I'm just going to scan over here real quickly too, because I want to show you this as well. Just a couple clouds. This Sonny. Sonny loves clouds, and I love showing her the clouds. And Sonia is like a super great photographer as well. She is. That's an interesting cloud. Now the bird that you're hearing there is one of those mockingbirds. They repeat. They're the great imitator. Sits there and runs through this whole deal. I've even sat and tried to pay attention to exactly what's going on with that, and all the different sounds that they make. It's really pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna leave it now. I'll be back shortly, and we will say a prayer. We'll say a prayer for you. We'll say a prayer for me. We'll say a prayer for everybody. And in the meantime, just sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you're driving, pay attention to your driving. And occasionally maybe glance down and see the view, because this is a pretty nice one. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, so I am back. I don't know if you did it, but I did it. I was repeating my I am statements. I was also looking at a couple quick videos to help me focus on what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to achieve. I've been watching them all morning. Welcome, Linda, if you're still with us, and Jason, appreciate you. Jonathan, thank you so very much. I appreciate everybody that takes time to come and join me. All right, so I hope everybody is doing well. I did use that time to reaffirm some things, for myself. I believe in writing affirmations, I sure do. I also believe in connecting to nature. I walked through a spider web. Did that yesterday morning too. That's some nature. That makes everybody happy. So a lot of people don't like spiders. I know a few of them. I don't mind it. As long as I don't walk into a big spider web with a big spider in it, and then it's on me, that could be different. It sure could. All right, so today's topic was about nature and the healing powers of nature. I believe that nature is healing. I believe that making that connection is a really important factor of life. If you haven't done it, heck, just take a walk. Just take a walk down the sidewalk. When you're walking, things are in slow motion compared to driving, and it allows you the opportunity to take things in a much broader and more aware state of nature. That's nature too. Just the nature of people, the nature of what is people doing, thinking, experiencing. I bring nature with the local guides, like I mentioned earlier. I bring experience there of whatever the situation might be, whether it's a restaurant or whatever, whether it's a park or whether it's going down to the beach. These types of things. I really like the beach, by the way. We are home of the #1 beach here in Sarasota. That's Siesta Key. #1 beach twice. I love it. We'll be going there soon. Bottom line is, I do have a higher power. My higher power is helping me find my purpose. Part of my purpose is to bring the life with nature. Part of my purpose is to achieve a greater awareness of nature for people, a greater awareness of my higher power, whom I call God, that Jesus Christ is my Savior, that He died on the cross for my sins, that I am eternal, I'm a spiritual person having a human experience, and I am just simply trying to get my message and my story out there. It is very simple for me. I am on a journey, and that journey is to share my story, to inspire people, to inspire others, to pay it forward as much as I possibly can. And I've been working on that for a while. I'm focusing in now on exactly what I think I need to do. Because if there's one thing I found that's really awesome, but it's very difficult for many people, and that is to find something that you really love and turn that into your career. I love what I do with my career that I'm doing right now. I've always enjoyed the things that I do in my life, pretty much, except for my poor choices. I didn't really enjoy them, but now I experience the fact that, okay, I needed to do that. But the thing about that is that if you can find a job or a career that you really enjoy, that's a good thing. I might add that sometimes we have to do things that we don't like to do. And it's difficult, particularly when we're younger. We have to take jobs that we don't like. That's all part of the deal. We have to pay our dues. We have to work our way to get ourselves to a point that we can actually achieve those dreams and goals, manifest that reality in our lives, and as a result, enjoy life. We only have right here, right now, and I'm very grateful for this moment. They call it the present for a reason, and it's because it's a gift. God gave me this gift, the opportunity to be here with you. You're here with me. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I am grateful for that. I hope you enjoy what I do. If you do, go up, like our YouTube particularly. Like it, look at the videos. I got a bunch up there. We're working on rapidly launching websites, multiple websites. I'm working on launching a business, a new business for myself, and that is me. That is Live with Nature. That is bringing the experience of nature and its healing powers to as many people as I can, to give people hope, to shed the light of love, understanding, compassion. I'm trying to improve myself on a daily basis. I grow and I learn because I have an open mind. So if I have an open mind, I'm willing to listen to other people's statements, criticism, constructive criticism, obviously. I mean, this morning I looked at one comment, or reply to a comment. You know, the person obviously has some problems. That's their problem. It's not my problem. What other people think of me is none of my business. And honestly, although I want to have compassion and care about what they say, but I don't have to buy what they say and own that. I'm trying to own myself based on God's direction. And the more I buy my own understanding of myself based on God's inspiration, the better off I am. I've experienced that when I take control of things, I can make a mess of them. Not that I always made a mess of them. I had some really awesome successes, but I had some really awesome failures as well. And so I'd rather learn from my experiences than repeat the same mistake over and over and over and expect a different result. Because almost 100% of the time, really, if you do the same exact thing, it's not producing a good result unless you change it somehow. If you do the same exact thing, it's not going to get any different. If you change, transformational change, transitional change, it can get better. So that's what I'm on, is a journey of transitional and transformational change. I am Stephen Smith. I am here in Sarasota, and I appreciate you joining me this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, like Asani. It's 12 hours, if I'm not mistaken, ahead of me. So, yeah, exciting times for me, exciting times for you, if you'll allow it. We all have to be ready. Nothing happens on my timing. It happens on God's timing. Bottom line is, I try and just learn and grow. So, towards the end of this broadcast, I always like to say a prayer. I'm saying a prayer for you, saying a prayer for me, saying a prayer for the people that don't even watch this. Because I really want everybody to enjoy life. I want everybody to have the opportunity to know Jesus Christ as their Savior and be what's called born again and have eternal life. Because I know that this, like I read last night in the Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren, is a test. And it's a very short-term test. If I am eternal, this is a very short period of time. So I really do want to make the best of it. I really do. And I want to honor and glorify my higher power, whom I call God. So, dear Lord, thank you so very much for today. Thank you for the opportunity to learn and grow. Thank you for the people that take time to come and watch this broadcast. Thank you for the people that don't. But somehow or another, Lord, just be in our hearts. Help us to glorify life the way that you want us to. Help us to expand our understanding of how things are supposed to be, the nature of nature, the connection to nature, the opportunity to experience pain, but learn from that pain, and recognize that even though things are tough and that we might not want to live and that we think that we're better off gone and that nobody cares or that we're unworthy, Lord, help us to recognize that's not really the case. It's our job and it's our responsibility to do the best that we possibly can and try and inspire people and show them the unconditional love and support that they deserve. And it's hard. This universe is in a situation where many, many people are not happy, and so they project their unhappiness on us, Lord. Help us to be able to protect ourselves and our spirit from those people and allow us to be strong, to get back up, to move forward in life, and to, like I said, glorify you. If we're struggling for any reason, Lord, whether it be an addiction, and there's all kinds of addictions, no matter if we're doing something in excess and it's hurting ourselves or it's hurting someone else, help us to correct that. Help us to be able to come through the grieving process of loss, of financial concerns and worries, the relationship situations that we might be experiencing that aren't very fun. financial, whatever it is, Lord. Just help us through this stuff. Help us learn, because where there's good, Lord, I know that there's bad. And where there's bad, there's good. And it's all a matter of our perspective. Help us to have a clear perspective of exactly what we're supposed to do. And I release these words to the universe, and the universe supports me in these truths. And they support you in the truth. And Lord, help us to just achieve our dreams and goals in abundance. And I say amen. Say namaste and namaskar, which means I honor your soul. And I say hello to your soul, and I'd love to get to know you. If you we're not friends, feel free to send me a friend request. If you're not already liking or have liked the Live with Nature page, do that. It's LWN Live with Nature. That is us. LWN, that's the acronym for Live with Nature. See some exciting stuff coming on. It's coming on in the future, and I'm going to just simply do what I love. In the meantime, certainly I got a daily job, and I do love that, because that's transformational change as well. I get to make old things look new. That is fun. It's also really hard work. I am not necessarily young anymore, so what I want to do is not do such physical work, but utilize my experiences, display my strength, and recognize that there's hope. Shed the light where there is dark places. Recognize that we can get back up. We can get knocked down. That's all part of it. And that we can make poor choices. But we don't need to beat ourselves up over that stuff. Because that's just, in my book, for me, it was self-pity. And when I'm sitting there feeling sorry for myself and nobody likes me, it's not about whether people liked me or not. I recognize that now. God loves me always. Normally, under most circumstances, our parents like us, but some people struggle with that because their parents don't like them. That sucks. But you know what? There are people out there that love you. And that's important. And you have to remember that. Reach out. I'm here to help. That's why I'm here. That's why God still got me here, because I'll tell you what, I shouldn't have been here a couple times, multiple times. And today I can sit here and say with truth and honesty, I am not making poor choices. I am not turning to a bottle. I'm not turning to a drug to make my life better. And that is only copping out in my book. It's just straight copping out. Yes, seems like an answer, a temporary reprieve, but if you can survive it, then hopefully you can recognize you don't have to do those kinds of things. Because that's the other message I need to spread, is the hope. When you're in the depth of addictions, I know I was there. I know how it feels, and it sucks. I can't say that when I was in the midst of my abusing drugs and alcohol that I was a happy person. I don't know anybody that can, and if they say that they are, because I've heard some people say, I'm happy doing it. What they don't realize is that the drug or the alcohol wants you dead. And then you didn't get to really fulfill your purpose, because life really wasn't a fun deal for you. Maybe you hadn't found God. I know that I found God. I hope you find God. I hope you find Jesus. I want you to have a great day. I'll tell you what, I do Stephen Goes Live. That is a talk show broadcast where you get to know. I've got an exceptional one tonight. I mean, top notch, based on the fact everything goes as planned. Hopefully so. I plan so. Okay, Tim Ray. Tim Ray's going to be on Stephen Goes Live. It's a get to know Tim Ray and Awaken Atlanta. And he's got a regular broadcast, Awaken Atlanta. Awesome. Everything I've ever heard, just like right in tune with exactly how I feel. And if you're on the same wavelength, and that's why you're watching, you ought to check it out. We're going to be there tonight, 7:30. I'll be doing that. I'm also doing The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. We're going through a 40-day journey. That journey is an exceptional journey to help me define and know my purpose based on God's intention for my life. If you're interested in that, please join me. Stephen Smith SRQ is my Facebook. Come and join me for that. All right. In the meantime, I say Stephen Smith is saying goodbye for now. Have a great day. It's Happy Wednesday. It's positivity is rules. That's We can have thoughts. Thought is only a thought. Be careful of your thoughts. But it all starts with a thought, and then it takes an action plan, particularly strategic if you're talking business and stuff. Because I can manifest stuff without ever getting to that strategic plan part. So be careful of your thoughts. Let's go and put a smile on somebody's face and make somebody's day somehow, some way. We pay it forward in a random act of kindness. Let's do it. We'll see you soon. Join me tonight if you can. If you can't, that's why there's replay. Because I get a lot of messages, oh, I can't do it. Well, it's okay if you can't do it. I understand. But that's why you can go back to replay. And as I work forward here, all this stuff will be on YouTube, so that at your convenience you can go do it. It's also going to be on websites. So thank you. Peace out. Love you. Take care. Have a great day. All right. Jim Sweat, welcome. And Sandy, back in. Thank you so much, dear. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. Look at that. Just glow from the light of the sun. It is a brand new day. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. I really do. You're very welcome, Sonny. It is my pleasure.